The Creator created the will to receive, the opposite of himself, him being entirely a will to bestow. When for us to be the created beings, we must be the opposite of him, and from one end to the other, meaning with the same power in which he himself is in the will to bestow, with pure love, he created in us a will to receive. And we, accordingly, need to try to invert his will to receive that he gave us. It's his will to receive that he gave us, to resemble his will to bestow, to do the opposite work, kind of double work. That is our work, our correction. And even though we are the opposite of him, we wish to understand, we need to understand that we must invert ourselves so as to be similar to him. Then, to that extent, we will be called by the name Adam, human, according to the degree of our congruence with the Creator. Along the way to correction, to resemble the Creator, we go through two main stages. The first stage is that we now cancel the will to receive for oneself, and we reach a state where we don't want anything for ourselves. That is the restriction and the degree of bina, the pure will to bestow. And later on, the next stage is that from that state of katnut, infancy, a passive will to bestow, we reach an active will to bestow, where we work with our will to receive in order to invert it to a will to bestow. This means that as it is with the host and the guest, at first he says no, 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 for all of the refreshments that the host is presenting to him, that he wants to give him, and he doesn't want it, because by this at least he's not the receiver relative to the host, and he reaches the degree of Binah, where he only wants to be in bestow. And later on, when he is certain that he finished this whole correction over his will to receive, and he is in the state of bestowing in order to bestow, then he starts stages of receiving in order to bestow, where already with his will to receive, he doesn't reject it, but to the contrary, then the work starts anew. And the will to receive that earlier he did not use, he was rising above it, now he enters into the will to receive and he uses it more and more in order to fill it up, in order to delight the host. And this is what we are studying, how to do it in the group. Because towards the Creator we cannot do it. First of all, there is no such concept of Creator. Until we attain Him, until we reach Him, He simply does not exist with respect to the created being, but rather, instead of this, we receive the system. The Creator deliberately prepared it so that instead of a single will to receive, we learn that He broke this one will to receive into many kinds, many types of desires, the still vegetative, animate and speaking, and the degree of the speaking. He also broke each and every degree into many other desires. They became split in such a way according to how much the lights stand opposite the desires, the will to receive and the will to bestow, as much as they are contradictory. And then we therefore need to see how do we correct our relations to the Creator. How do we position ourselves opposite the Creator by taking part in the connections between us in the tense, as the Kabbalists tell us, those who already attained these corrections, and this is what they recommend to us to do. Therefore, all of our work is, all in all, from the beginning and until the end of correction, it is only in order to bring ourselves back to the system of Adam HaRishon, so that all of us, from mutual hatred and rejection, upon all of the desires and all of the incidents that will still be revealed to us, that hardly started to become revealed. It's only on the plane of this world, on the simplest egoistic form, how much between us we will discover opposite relations between us, so that if we will overcome above them in order to be connected, then we will discover here a very interesting phenomenon, that our egoistic desires, they remain the way they are. And furthermore, additional desires will be revealed more and more, that will be revealed as greater and more brutal, cruel, I would say. One who is greater than his friend, his inclination is greater. Therefore, each and every day, we feel ourselves that we seemingly are getting up anew, and we feel new rejection towards the friends and also towards the Creator. And we don't want the connection, we don't want the path, and we make all kinds of plans for how we can invert it, how we can run away from it, how we can do all kinds of things according to our will to receive, until we somehow receive mutual bestowal through our great world group, from the lesson, from the 10, the individual 10, and then once again, we go back to this thing that, well, there is no choice, we have to, and later on it's even willingly, we have to connect above our ego. All of our work is all in all done, therefore, through the connection between us, on top of the rejection between us. This is all of the corrections. This is why we can see these results also in the human society, even though it's on the lowest degree, on the animate degree, without any awareness, any understanding of why and where they are. This is how humanity is, until we will incorporate with it and influence it with the method of correction, the necessity for correction, and we will have to take part in their correction as well, both in terms of our example, but also more than that. This is actually everything. However, what we are lacking here, and this is a very important component, is to be in joy, because otherwise we're not identifying, sympathizing with the Creator, not sympathizing with creation, with His plan, but rather, if we understand this whole process that we have to go through, and how much the Creator, out of love, out of necessity, has brought us from the opposite state from Him, the broken state, to a state that is like Him, that needs to be, we need to discover ourselves in that. In fact, we are in the end of correction, but we need to discover it, that we are there, and it all depends on us. So actually, this is our work, and we should constantly be drawn to that. Well, this is actually what I would like to say. So our work is mostly through subjugation, annulment and subjugation, because if we exist in the will to receive, then we have no action that is more important than to begin our work each time. Each step forward can only be on the condition that we perform annulment over our will to receive that is now revealed, and subjugation towards the Creator's action on us, the will to bestow. And then if we do it in such a way, and we do it through the group, then it turns out that we, in practice, are already performing a spiritual act. That is, if I now annul my will to receive, and I annul before the 10, this means that I am already performing an action towards the Creator in practice. And then through this action, against this action, in the opposite form from the center of the group towards me, I'm actually inviting the Creator's action, the Creator's influence towards me. It is called the reforming light. And this is how we advance.